systems go. Clear for liftoff. What is going on, Ship It Nation YouTube station? We are back with another edition of the MLB show. It's your boy Ham, filling in for Nades today, but as each and every Monday and Friday, got my guy Matt in here with me. Nade's had some weather issues. Anybody out in the Midwest? Hopefully everybody stayed safe there. Nade sent some pictures over on the Discord, and man, it was some devastation up there. So get safe, Nades. Hope you're safe. Hope everybody's safe up there, avoiding that. But we're here to talk 7 games today on this DraftKings slate. FanDuel did include the 640 games. So if you're playing on FanDuel, make sure you head on over to shipitnation.com. Get all the latest and greatest information over there. But Matt, we spoke last Friday. I'm normally not here on Monday. How was your weekend? What's going on, my man?
Weekend was good. It was the wife and father's birthday yesterday. So double duty. It was a busy weekend, but we're happy it's Monday. We got a 7-game MLB slate. I always like Monday slates. We're a week closer to NFL starting. The weather's good. Things are good here. Should be a fun slate to break down. So excited to talk it out with you. Always love doing shows with you. So yeah, happy you're on here tonight.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me. Yeah, it's an interesting slate. And one thing before we get going is I saw an X yesterday. No Sundays without football for the rest of the year. And so, man, that's a great feeling. We got games every Sunday from here on out. My boy Tony Romo going to be in the booth. Hopefully, get well, Tony. 7 games, as we alluded to. The first thing that jumps out to me, Matt, Chase Burns, 11-3. The next highest pitcher, Peyton Toll, 8-8. So obviously $2,500. If I'm doing my math, that may even be, $2,500 separating those two. That really jumps out to me. Then you got Max Fried, kind of been up and down. Missed. I believe this is his second start after missing 2 months. So we're going to break it down game by game, but those are kind of some of the first things that stick out to me. You have a kind of a broad slate overview that you want to give out before we get going.
Yeah, I think it's what you talked about, Burns, and then a major drop off. I mean, the next projected highest pitcher across the board, most places at least, isn't even Peyton Tolley. So yeah, I like Tolley a lot, but really tough spot for him going into Sacramento. It's Burns and then everyone else, that type of slate with some good offenses to choose from. It seems like an offense-driven slate with Burns being by far the best pitcher in, I'm not going to say by far the best spot because there's like the Angels and other good spots, but a really, really damn good spot nonetheless. So a lot to like about Burns and a lot to like about some other offenses. It made me laugh with the Romo comment because I was trying to find it, but I just saw a tweet before. It was like a meme of Nance, like, and I'm going to hand the keys over to Romo, and Romo's like, I can't accept those right now, or something to that effect. I'm going to have to find it, send them to you.
That's pretty funny. Yeah, do that. All right, let's get going. 7 games. Before we do that, Pijo Dinage Stoner, my boy Wheeler's in the house, Philly Phantom, Parabay, Michael, Jake. Hey, small crowd today, 69 in here to be exact on this fine Monday morning. Like you said, the weather's great around the country. We got the Battle of Ohio, the Guardians. We talked a little pre-show, struggling at the dish. Jose Ramirez up to the second spot, taking on Chase Burns, former Tennessee legend, before he went to Wake Forest, and the Reds, the Great American Small Park, back in the Reds ballpark. We didn't have it last Friday, but talk to me a little bit about this one. Chase Burns going to come with tons of ownership, and rightfully so. Slade Cecconi getting the ball for the Guardians. Guardians at the Reds. Talk it through me, Matt.
It's all Reds for me here, unfortunately. Talked a little bit prior to the show. The Guardians offense is just pitiful right now. Dreadful, whatever word you want to use. They got a leadoff double yesterday and then proceeded to go 0 for 27 with 11 Ks. And I don't think they walked one time. They obviously got shut out. They got shut out the day before. Offense just isn't good. All of a sudden, the only guy hitting is Steven Kwan, which came out of nowhere because he was the guy that was awful for most of the season. So Burns is definitely a fade at your own risk type of play here. And if I'm playing one lineup, I'm playing Burns and moving on. I also think the red stack is in play. Ciccone, never really been a fan of his stuff. When the Guardians got Patrick Bailey, who's a really good defensive catcher, Ciccone had a couple good starts, but he's come back down to earth. Man, it's just really tough to get to this Reds lineup as a full stack on this slate. Just no Spencer Steer, who got hurt. The lineup just isn't really appealing right now. That said, I don't mind picking on Ciccone. So it's all about the Reds for me in this game. I obviously like Burns a ton, and then the red stack in play.
The Reds did a good job of kind of mixing and matching, lefty, righty, lefty, righty. Do you care? Like, how are Ciccone's splits? Can you go righty here, or is it all lefties for you?
No, I mean, Ciccone's just not good in general, so I don't mind using anyone and anyone against him. Certainly, if you're going to use like one-offs, you probably want lefties against him. But, in general, I'm not like specifically just only using them. He's a guy that you can fully stack against pretty much always, even with a not good lineup like tonight.
Yeah. All right. Good stuff there. Let's go to the next game. It's the battle of the NL East. Got the Braves, couldn't do much damage in Baltimore all weekend. Well, they did score, I think, 8 on Friday night in extras. But you got the return of Ronald Acuna Jr. Should make that lineup a lot better. Gets a lefty and Zach Thornton. Got the Mets. And I know one thing's for certain. Juan Soto will not be in the lineup. 10-day IL stint with a strained calf on Friday night. Martin Perez, who's actually had a decent season. Battle of the lefties tonight in Shea Stadium. The artist formerly known as Shea Stadium. Talk me through this one, Matt. Braves at the Mets.
Yeah, this game is all about the offenses for me here. Zach Thornton has been pretty good in his time with the Mets, but I think it's big time regression coming. He's been doing it with smoke and mirrors. Doesn't mean he can't be good tonight, but you're looking at a guy with an under 20% strikeout rate. His 1.93 ERA looks really good on paper, but the 4.21 expected, not so much. You get a Braves lineup getting Acuna back. I'm in on Atlanta here. I think they're one of the top stacks of the slate. I never love picking on Martin Perez. I think just in terms of how much the field likes doing it generally. So I don't think I love the Mets tonight, but I don't hate them either. Like, I'd stack the Mets before I used Martin Perez. There's just a lot of good offenses tonight. So I have the Braves as one of the best on the slate, and the Mets is probably just a mid-tier stack.
Yeah, good stuff there. I think that the Braves lineup obviously gets infinitely better with Acuna back in there at the top of the lineup. Excellent breakdown there. Man, this next game, I can't wait to talk about it. Got the Yankees taking on the White Sox. Murakami double dong yesterday. Vargas hit a dong yesterday. They got some power over there. Max Fried, like I said earlier, second game back after a 2-month stint off. Yankees had a good series this weekend as well. I believe they played Philly, if I'm not mistaken. Aaron Judge still on the DL. Cody Bellinger went to the DL over the weekend, so he'll obviously be, or IL, he'll obviously be out for this series. But yeah, the Yankees played the Phillies all weekend. That was a back and forth series. But this White Sox team, they're fun to watch, Matt, especially on offense. Talk to me a little bit about this game. You got another double lefty matchup. Max Fried taking on Noah Schultz. Yankees at the White Sox.
Yeah, so the White Sox lineup I really like against right-handed pitching, not as much against left-handed pitching, and Fried is just never a guy I'm going to stack against on a slate like this. Just so many other pitchers I want to pick on, so many other good offenses. I'm out on the White Sox. I think you could look at Fried. He was really good in his first start back, but he's still going to be limited, and he's not cheap. So on this slate, I don't hate Fried. I would use Fried before the White Sox offense, just considering the pitching options we have. And then I like the Yankees tonight. I was high on Noah Schultz, and I still am. I like his stuff, but he puts too many guys on base, and he hasn't been particularly good. And I feel like this Yankees offense can pounce. Now, a lot of the name brand guys are out, and you get lefty with Ben Rice, etc. But he's good enough to, overcome any lefty matchup. Should have runners on base all night for the Yankees. I like them as a pivot off of what should be a chalky Red Sox stack, and I like the Red Sox more on paper. But I think the Yankees will be lower owned, and I think they have similar upside. So, yeah, I'm in on the Yankees tonight.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I'm just looking at this, right? The stone that we have over here at the Nation. I mean, the K percentage for the Yankees versus lefties on the road, it's pretty bad. All the major players, 25 there. 25+% strikeout against lefties. So, yeah, I think I'm out on the Yankees. Not necessarily in on Noah Schultz, but I think we agree on Max. I remember you said that the White Sox are much better versus righties. So I'm going to take that into consideration. That's a good nugget right there. Next game up on the slate, another rivalry game. Got the Cubs, got the Cards, got the newly minted Chicago Cub David Peterson on the bump. Another double lefty. Wow, triple double lefty. The Liberace band, Matthew Liberatore. Cubs banging the ball around this weekend, beat up Paul Skeens on Saturday night. Now we get the Cardinals, Jordan Walker in that second hole. I love that. Talk to me about this one. Cubs at the Cards.
Yeah, I think this is a game for offense for sure. Peterson, I think you can use in spots. I was on him last game. He was really, really cheap, and I didn't hate the matchup. Tonight, I would use St. Louis against him. St. Louis has not been good in the second half of the season, but I don't mind this matchup for them. I more like them as like one-offs, mini stacks, Herrera, Walker, as you mentioned. I don't know how crazy I want to get with St. Louis. But I do like Chicago here. Liberatore is a pitcher I've picked on all year. Cubs lineup sets up pretty well against lefties and righties. They got power, speed. I like the Cubs here. I don't think they're as good of a stack as like the Braves, or the Red Sox, but they won't be as owned either. So yeah, I like the Cubs tonight. How do you see it?
One quick question. Cubs versus the Yankees.
You know what? After your talk about them versus lefties, they're missing so many guys. Seeing Sabres team total, which maybe the Cubs are going to be higher on than I'm expecting. Give me the Cubs.
Give the Cubs, yeah. Yeah, I mean, obviously the Cubs have some weapons there. PCA, man, he's just been very good all year. Went bomb on Saturday, not against Skeens. Skeens was in the start, but hit a bomb then. I like this Cubs team. I don't know anybody that hates this Cardinals pitching staff more than you. I'm going to pick on Matthew Liberatore with you. And then I'm not a fan of David Peterson either. Give me these Cardinals. I think this is not sneaky because I think it'll get some ownership and you're only 7 games. But I think this game is it's not going to rival the Red Sox, and rightfully so because they're in Sacktown. But I like both of these offenses here. Neither one of the pitchers.
Cool.
Yeah. Next game up, Angels at the Astros at the Angels. Back in Anaheim, Walbert Urania, $8,300. Tatsui Imai, if I said that correctly, hope I did, $6,800. He's cheap, Matt, and he's facing this Angels teams that strikes out in droves. Astros hit the ball decent yesterday. Jeremy Pena went double dong in the first, I think, 3 or 4 innings. Then I don't think they mustered anything else after that. This team's looking to trade at the deadline. Who you got? Astros, Angels? Talk it to me.
Yes, this is where I think you get your SP2 from. I think Burns and Imai are the chalk pairing, and it makes a lot of sense. You get a righty against the Angels. Imai coming off a really good start. He's been inconsistent this year, and I'm not like fully buying what he's selling as far as a guy I want to ride as chalk, but man, you look at the price tag, the matchup, the other options on this slate, it makes sense why Imai is going to be popular. I think he ends up too over-owned, and it brings the Angels stack in play. Man.
You're right. I mean,
if there was ever a righty, if there was ever a righty to use the Angels against, it's a guy like Imai. I'm torn here. This is one I'm really torn on because on paper, I think you just play MI and Burns and move on. But I'm trying to win tournaments. So, like, maybe just fading MI, maybe playing some Angels, all in play for me. And then Araña's, listen, I don't ever mind picking on him. I don't think he's like particularly great, but I don't think he's bad. He doesn't strike out enough guys for his $8,300 price tag, so he's not in play for me. You could stack Houston. They're just not my favorite stack on the board. The real intrigue for me comes from Imai and the Angels.
What about single pitcher sites like on an 70? What is that? 7,600 on FanDuel. Like, would you play Imai over there versus like Chase Burns, or are you not even considering Imai on a single pitcher site?
I think you have to consider him just because of the matchup and how cheap he is, even over there.
Okay.
You know, again, like I kind of like the Angels.
He's scary. I mean, he would be an easy fade in terms of, like you said, if you wanted to not even play the Angels, but if you wanted to mini the Angels, not play the Angels, I think there's some avenues there. I mean, you get Mike Trout, right? Like Zach Neto, if he's in the lineup. So
Trout's coming off a really good weekend too. So
yeah, I'm with Metro Boom here. Like, I don't have a good feeling about Imai. I mean, you're right. He had 27 last outing. He's put up 30 a time or two. He's like high teens a bunch of times. He also has several negatives in there, Matt. So I think that's something we got to consider at $6,800. We're showing 38% ownership right now.
It's just tough because, like, if he's got his good stuff, not even his like great stuff tonight, but just his good stuff, like he's probably going to have a score you're going to need at that price tag. He's so cheap, it makes it hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So we're projecting him for almost 17. 17 enough for you, but it's not probably enough.
Definitely. Because he's the second highest projected pitcher on the slate. Now, like, because the other part of the 17 projection is like, I don't know. I just don't even know if it's going to be even close to that tonight. I think it's going to be way lower or significantly higher, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, interesting for sure. I want to see that Angels lineup. I don't see why Mike Trout would be out, but he would be the one that I have the most interest in, and then go from there. 5,200, pretty expensive over on DK, 37 over 100 over on FanDuel. Next game up on the slate, we talked about Peyton Toll a minute ago, right behind Imai in projections, but he does get a huge ballpark downgrade, taking on Jack Perkins and this Athletics team. I'd say they disappointed over the weekend in Minnesota, but you got the Red Sox. We love batters in this park, and these Red Sox are going to come highly owned. You talked about it earlier, but you said you liked them on paper. Like the Red Sox better on paper, probably like them better on paper than anybody. But in tournaments, how are you going to manage the Red Sox at the Athletics?
Well, first off, I think you can definitely play Peyton Tolle here.
Okay.
He's, been really good this year. This A's lineup, man. Kurtz is back. As soon as you get Kurtz back, you lose Langoliers. So now, against lefties, this lineup it's bad, man. So
Kurtz did go yard yesterday.
Yeah. And like he's in play, always. I don't really want to stack against Tolle. I probably won't play. If I were playing one lineup, I probably wouldn't play Tolle, but he's got to be in play on this slate, especially if you're thinking about fading like Burns and Imai or one of them, because who else are you going to play? Like you're going to take a real risk with someone. I think he looks like him and Fried are the two guys you're probably looking at if you're not playing one of Imai and Burns. So I guess for me, playing Tolle is more of a play against like Imai or Burns. For instance, if I'm playing the Angels, they're super cheap. I'm not playing Imai. I probably might play Tolle with Burns. So that makes sense for me. And the Red Sox, it's a tale old this time, right? They're going to be uber popular, and they're the best stack on the slate. On paper by a decent amount. Coors Light here. Their lineup has been a lot better over the past whatever it's been. Not even just the winning streak. They've played better ball for the past month.
Curtis Mead as well.
Yeah, Mead. I don't know. I don't think Perkins is as bad as the field does, but I don't think he's good. And the A's bullpen stinks. It's hard not to like Boston here, man. They kind of look like Arizona from yesterday, where They're by far the best stack on paper, but another team will probably be better than them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, but you just look at it, it's like, who are you going to stack? Like, you don't not necessarily say go 1 through 5, but I mean, there's no other stacks that either of us are just like, yeah, let's jam them in. I mean, we said the Braves, maybe the Yankees, Cubs, and Cardinals we like, but nobody sticks out like the Red Sox, in my opinion, and yours, I believe. And they get a huge ballpark upgrade. They're going to be tough to get off of, and the field's going to agree with that as well. We're not, obviously you're not sliding that one by anybody. Everybody in there is double-digit ownership projected, and we're typically light on the first run of this. On this, I think
they're affordable too. They're affordable.
Yeah, and very affordable, especially, I know this is the projected lineup, but if this is the lineup, very, very affordable with nobody over 5,500 and only 2 guys in the 5K range. So buckle up if you play the Red Sox. They're going to be popular.
Anything else here? Man. No, I think you're right. I think that they are the team that stands out by a pretty clear margin.
Yeah. Let's move on to the last game. Hey, and I got to give you your props. Friday night, you said Giants. I said no chance. I think they scored 8 runs. Did you see the end of that Giants game the other night?
I did, where they Devers hit the double.
Well, ground rule double, but they only they had him running on second and third. Like, if you bet on that game -1.5, you were because the guy
crazy.
Second, But yeah, Devers hit a bomb. I think Casey Schmidt, my boy, hit a bomb on Friday, and then Devers hit that walk-off ground.
Grayson Rodriguez, man, Grayson Rodriguez.
Never again, man. I'll take my L on that one. You call it Grayson's trash. Hopefully he's pitching Friday so we can pick on him again. But now this ballpark I hate stacking in. You got Brandon Sproat taking on Tyler Malley, whatever you want to call him. I hate both of these pitchers. But I also hate this park worse than these pitchers. Brewers, obviously scalding hot. Talk to me through this one. Brewers at the Giants.
Man. I like the Giants more than most usually, but it's hard to want to full stack them here. I guess just talking this out, the only reason I don't hate them is because we don't love stacks on this slate. And if you're fading Boston, there's only 7 games. So Sproat is inconsistent enough where he can be the pitcher you want to pick on. That's why I would, consider the Giants, and then the Brewers even more so, because Malley's in that same vein, and the Brewers are way better than the Giants. So I don't like either team. If I were playing one lineup, there's no way I'd get to either side. But in multi-entry stuff, I certainly wouldn't be taking them out of my field. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I think you can use one-offs in any type of format here because there just aren't any amazing spots.
Yeah, no amazing spots. I wonder if we could build a team with Chase. I mean, to me, Chase Burns is almost as good as it gets. Chase Burns.
It's funny though because I just can't get this out of my head. I mean, this means nothing for this slate, but last Monday night, I might have mentioned this to you on the show. It was a 14-game slate, okay? It was a big DraftKings slate. The only game not on the slate was Twins and Cleveland. Yeah. They're facing Joe Ryan in a spot just like this, and they hit 7 home runs out of absolute nowhere. And Burns is going to mow tonight. I'm going to play him, but man, can't get that out of my head.
Maybe you play one team with
That's funny. On Saber, I was just when I first uploaded my stuff, and I'm playing a couple lineups and some high dollar stuff, and gave me a Guardian stack as the first lineup.
No way.
Yeah.
Man, if you play the Guardians and they score 8+ runs, 4 bombs, you're printing tonight.
Printing. I mean,
that's a big if though. I mean, obviously
that's a huge if. I mean, that is once in every, not common occurrence. And
I think, low dollar amount, multi-entry 20+. I think you could maybe get to 2 Guardians teams, but sure. Chase Burns looks tough, man, especially with the pitcher options that we have.
And I play a lot of Burns. I'm a Burns fan.
Yeah. Oh, and yeah, he's nasty. I mean, I mean, Martin Perez versus Amai. I mean, in tournaments, I would love to play Martin Perez. I mean, you're probably losing 4 or 5 points in projection, but man, like
it's just about play against Amai. Like it's not even about Martin Perez. It's play anyone but Amai if you want to do that. And it's not even
like if for some reason Martin scores 17 and Amai scores 7.
Right.
I mean, this Mets lineup is not good, and it's missing its best player. Like I think that's like the nut tournament swap off.
As much as I talked about like the Brewers and Giants, I think you can make the case for either of those pitchers there too in that ballpark. Malley or Sproat. I don't like either of them, but it's not about liking them. It's about, how often they're going to outscore a chalky Imai.
Yep. Yeah, that's it. We breezed through this under 30 minutes, always 7 games. Any closing remarks before we get out of here for the people?
Well, we got to do our stacks and stuff. So
okay, all right. Give me your top. Let's go. I mean, Burns is your top. Maybe give me like 2 pitchers that we really didn't that you would consider in your pool. Let me say that. Not Chase Burns or Amai.
I'm gonna say Tolley for sure, and then Fried. I think it's those 4. Those are the clear 4 you want to look at. For stacks, man, I like that Cubs stack we talked about. Cubs, Braves, Red Sox. And then my home run call, guy that went yard yesterday, he's going yard again tonight. Jorge Soler.
Ooh, wow. Jorge Soler, I love that. What about the Cardinals? I mean, I might be a little higher on the Cardinals than you, or do you have any love for the Cardinals, or should we not pick on DP?
No, I mean, you can definitely pick on Peterson. It's more just like I don't love their lineup against lefties. I wouldn't like loving the full stack, but they got guys I like a lot. Herrera, Walker, those like that 2-man. You can certainly throw some more in there.
Velasquez is a lefty masher too. He'll come out of the game though, but he's a lefty masher. He could definitely get you a bomb early on.
If I'm stacking them, I'm playing him, but I'm not one-offing him.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah.
But
all right, that'll do it for us. Mr. Klein, he gave you his own run call. Jorge Soler. Hey, that'll do it for us. For me, filling in for my guy, Nades. Stay safe, everybody. Have a great week. Matt, always enjoy it. We'll catch up again on Friday. Head on over to shipitnation.com. Get in there. Get in the Discord. Get the best MLB stuff out there. For my guy, Matt, I'm Ham. Good luck in those contests tonight. We'll see you at the top of the leaderboards. Just ship.